It's round one of the 2016 FIM Drag Bike Championship. We're at the home of European drag racing at Sanspod Raceway in its 50th anniversary year. We're in the pairing lanes with all the FIM bikes lining up behind us to start a new season in 2016. In Top Fuel Bike, Ian King is returning to pick up his, I've lost count of how many titles Ian's actually won, but he's going to have some very stiff competition from Rickard Gustafsson with his brand new Top Fuel bike. In Supertwin, Martin de Haas, the first time ever the man from Holland won the title. He's back to defend his, and also Pro Stock Bike, Frederik Fredlund from Åland. Can he do it again? We're about to find out. Well, with lots of new stuff on the bike, Frederik Fredlund is going to be going for another FIM crown.
The plan we have, Vance & Hines Motorsport has supplied us with a new engine, of course, and we're going to try to defend the championship. But it's going to be tough, you know. The competitors have stepped up, and you cannot leave anything on the table.
Well, another man looking not to leave anything at all on the table is Martin de Haas, his first ever crown last year in Supertwin.
I hope we can succeed for this year, so we're doing our best. But the competition is stiff. Coming European champion again would be a dream, but yeah, we want to improve our time, as all drag racers do. Maybe improve to the 6.5, which is, we think, possible with this bike.
Well, seen there in a beautiful slow-mo, Mr. Ian King going for his 10th, would you believe, FIM Top Fuel Bike Championship this summer.
The team have worked hard over the winter to get us, you know, to this event, you know, tip-top condition. So we're very happy with that. Fundamentally, Rickard has everything that we have in ours. So the only thing restricting him is obviously lack of experience, and obviously riding a 400 kilo bike versus a 200 kilo bike makes a big difference. But he's doing it the right way. He's just stepping up little by little, you know, getting more confidence on the bike, and he's got a good team around him now. Yeah, he's going to be a formidable opponent in the future for sure.
So, qualifying before we get to race day in Supertwin. First of all, near side the racetrack, that's Ronnie Orson. When that bike comes together, him and the Pels family will have the European record and will be champions again. It's shown signs of absolute brilliance over the season, but the man we're going to focus on is the man with the Skull Racing twin, all the way from Finland. That's a long old trek. Samu Kampainen. He was FIM champion 2 years ago, didn't race with us in 2015, but he's back for this year and trying as hard as he possibly can. As you can tell there, trying to step up and trying to improve. He was #1 qualifier with a 6.50. Terrific time for him. A new personal best. Just unfortunately on that run, not quite getting it done. Pro Stock Bike. Well, in a massive turn-up, that's only because he's normally so dominant, #1 qualifier was not Frederik Fredlund. He had huge trouble throughout qualifying. Massive new power in the engine that he bought over the winter, kept breaking the transmission, and he hardly managed to get one run from the end to the other. And none of them were clean. Even the run he qualified with was a little bit lackluster for him. So, Gert-Jan Lesueur with a terrific performance down in the 7.1s. With the V-twin Euro Buell. Lots of good help from Jackie Bryce over the weekend as well from the US, from Star Racing. And Gert-Jan, like I said, ended up #1 down in the 7.1s ultimately at the end of qualifying. Seen here up against Mark Smith. Mark was down towards the end of the field, and they both will get to play on race day.
Went well, pretty smooth today. We tried to find some technical issues, but so we do some testing, but it turned out well.
Top Fuel Bike, no huge surprise here, although the competition is getting tougher and catching up. Ian King was absolutely outstanding in qualifying. Not just the fact he was number one, but the amount of runs he made in the fives, all 3 qualifying passes. This wasn't the quickest, but it was another stormer. 5:90.232, he went 5.81 on a motorcycle. That is absolutely incredible performance from him and the Gulfoils team. You see it in slow-mo again. Everything on the bike, moving, working, flexing. I think Ian was pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be number one qualifier, but more gratifying is, you know, running a personal best in doing so as well. So that's the great thing. And the team have worked hard over the winter to get us, you know, to this event, you know, tip-top condition. So we're very happy with that.
Well, qualifying for the bike classes was mostly without incident, other than this unfortunate mishap, if you will. Gemma Venables, very accomplished bike rider in Super Street. These machines can do 200 miles an hour, but unfortunately, Gemma, the bike just got away from her off the start line. Gemma rolled to a perfectly safe stop out on the racetrack, but you can just see just that little bit too much power, a little bit too quickly, and Gemma was in for a bit of a ride. She slid for a little way. Until the track got hold of her, but she's absolutely A-OK. Couple of bruises, nothing more. Well, another huge highlight of the entertainment package here we have at Saint-Tropez Raceway is Mr. Eric Tabul from the south of France, the world's only rocket motorbike. Yes, I said rocket, not jet. That is actually a rocket, similar to what they use to land on the moon with. Just Eric's going to try and fire him down the quarter mile with it. And if you think that was quick and fast, you'd be absolutely right. Check out the numbers, 5:33, 263 miles an hour. He's even been a little bit quicker than that before, would you believe? The man's incredible.
So that wraps up qualifying for all of our FIM bike classes. You can see them all very busily getting ready for tomorrow's race day. Join us after the break and find out exactly what happens in eliminations. It's race day and we're ready to go. The crowds are here, the teams are here, all the qualifying's done. It's now on to eliminations. Here on the start line at Saint-Tropez Raceway, 50th anniversary season with FIA and FIM Championship promoter Keith Bartlett. And Keith, what a start to the season already. Great entries in all the classes, both cars and bikes. It's got to make you feel pretty good.
Very good. Sometimes the first round is a difficult one. You know, people have looked at what their sponsorships are and can they compete the whole season. You always worry. You get the entries, but the turnout's fantastic. And the times yesterday in the first qualifying session were just amazing.
Everybody's here this weekend for the 50th anniversary season at Saint-Tropez. We've got it on our jackets. It's everywhere around the venue as well.
Yeah, there's a lot planned, and we've got a lot more. We've stepped up a lot more with a new form. Our television, our web broadcasts have increased tenfold. We're expanding the whole of our social media broadcast, so it's an exciting year ahead.
So on to eliminations at the semi-finals stage. That man right there, Chris Hannum, about one of the happiest people on the whole property here at Saint-Tropez Raceway. His brand new V-twin. It went straight strong and took a round one win. But he's got a tough customer on the other side of the racetrack. Samu Kampainen from Finland in the 6.5s. He wasn't anywhere near that in the first round. So lane choice has gone to Chris for the UK on the near side. Well, Samu making no mistake at all, flying the front wheel all the way down the racetrack, just backs out of it before the finish line, just to make sure he doesn't tag the wall, but a superb riding job again. I say riding job, I think flying job is probably more appropriate, actually. But him and the team, again, incredibly happy after that one, making the long trip worthwhile. You can see again Chris having trouble out towards the wall, but Samu keeps it just off the wall. Still goes 6.79 though. Other side of the ladder, your defending champ, Martin de Haas. The beautiful matte black de Haas brothers Nitro twin from the Netherlands. Alongside Roman Sixter. With a bike that's very, very similar to Samu's, actually. It's got one of the V60 twins on there. That's the degree angle of heads that are on there. You can actually see the difference when they line up there together as well. This should be a great race as well. Roman's very capable of taking this, and he's way out in front of Martin de Haas. Can he stay there? Not quite. Drifts out towards the wall. It is Martin that pips him at the finish line. That was a very close race. A lot closer than a few people were expecting, but we know that Roman Sixter with that bike can go down in the sixes, and he nearly did it there as well. He was way out in front of Martin off the start line. Just a shame for him he couldn't quite stay there. Pro Stock Bike. Well, Fredrik Fredland got everything going back in the right direction again in eliminations, but he's got the #1 qualifier on the other side of the racetrack. Gert-Jan Lesueur with the Ure Oil Buell. Now, Fredrik has an elapsed time advantage slightly, but this is racing. These two raced all through last season. Well, Freddie gets the jump off the start line. This could be the end of Gert-Jan's day, but Fredrik goes across the centre line and catches the cones. He knocks himself out of competition. He knows it. He's actually hanging his head through the shutdown area. The bike was getting away from him in the last half of the racetrack, but he didn't want to shut off, obviously, because he was racing. And he gets over there and he just tags the last block, which means he's gone over the centre line, and that's his day done. Gert-Jan Lesueur moves on to the final, and he's going to be racing one of these two. Mark Smith with the Draper Tools bike against Alex Hope. Both these two from the UK. You hardly ever hear that towards the later rounds of Pro Stock Bike, sadly for us. But one of them will be running for all the money against the #1 qualifier, Gert-Jan Lesueur, in just a moment. Well, Mark making a really good race of it, but looks like Alex Hope out in front on the near side of the racetrack, and he leads over the finish line by quite some margin. He got to the final of this event 1 year ago, had a great weekend then. Can he go one better this year? Watch again in replay, they were dead even up to about 3:30, but after that it was all about the blue bike on the near side of the racetrack. Alex Hope and Gert-Jan Lesueur, final Pro Stock Bike. Okay, your Top Fuel Bike semi-finals. The 300 Spartan Warriors bike of Phil Papaphilippou over there from Greece, but he's got a big ask. I'm not entirely sure 300 Spartan Warriors can knock this guy out. Ian King. He's been in the fives on every run in qualifying. He wasn't in the first round of eliminations because the bike stripped one of the sprockets on the back. But he still did enough to take the win, most importantly. He's looking for his 10th ever FIM crown in Top Fuel Bike. So they both line up together. Well, it looks like Phil's actually got problems. Ian King's going to be on a solo run. Like he needs any help. Especially with runs like that, flying all the way down the right-hand lane. Through once again to the final in Top Fuel Bike. He's been absolutely on a rail with that machine all weekend. 5.90, 228. And would you believe it? He probably rolled off the throttle a little at the top end as well. Watch again in replay, and it's absolute poetry. Top Fuel Bikes are difficult to get from one end to the other, but you'd never believe it watching those guys. Okay, other side of the ladder, two Top Fuel Bikes squaring off. Steve Willett on the dealer, very capable of taking the win, up against Rikard Gustafsson. Now, we're used to seeing Rikard on a funny bike, but this season he debuted a Top Fuel Bike. Oh, Steve out in front. they're on and off the throttle. You don't normally get pedal fests in Top Fuel Bike, but you got one there, and it was Ricard taking the win. He went 6-0 in round one. We were looking for a repeat of that there, but only an 850. Wouldn't normally get it done until that point. Okay, this is your Pro Stock Bike final. UK against the Netherlands, Alex Hope against Gert-Jan de Suur, Suzuki against Buell. Just about as many different factors you can get in one drag race, I think. Both doing the traditional tyre warmer back behind the start line underneath the tower. Serves a dual purpose, cleans the tyre and also gets it really nice and hot and sticky so it adheres to the racetrack a lot better. That's the plan anyway. Doesn't always go that way, depends on how it's set up. So Alex has never won an FIM round in Pro Stock Bikes. Gert-Jan did in Hockenheim. Can he take one here at Santa Pod? He was #1 qualifier. Just needs one more round win to get his first win at Santa Pod. Makes it sound very easy, doesn't it? Certainly isn't at all. These machines are difficult to ride, as Fredrik Friedland, unfortunately for him, proved in the semi. So for the UK, Alex getting set, and Gert-Jan for the Netherlands. Alex with the start line advantage, and he's got a bike length going past the tree. That's very unusual, especially in a final. Alex nearly did what Fredrik did, which was take out the centerline blocks at the finish line, but it doesn't matter because he didn't get them. It's a win, the first ever in the FIM for the Hope family. His dad, Chris, for years raced in Pro Stock Bike, and now his son's taken his first ever win. Congratulations to all of them. You can see Gert-Jan's bike getting a bit of a wobble on through the finish line. He backed off a little bit early. Actually, they both did. Alex Hope had the most momentum rolling over the finish line. He shot off just early enough to avoid the block. He's going to be so happy. Pro Stock points look like this. It's a lovely picture here from the UK. Alex Hope gives everybody hope in the UK of a Pro Stock Bike title, but Gert-Jan de Suur and Fredrik Friedland are going to have a lot to say about that the rest of the summer.
Definitely, sir. So being consistent, the bike's been brilliant all weekend. Big thanks to Ian Dales, crew chief, and my dad, also co-crew chief, working on the bike hard all weekend, and it's just been so consistent. Couldn't have asked for a better thing to ride, so happy.
On to the Supertwins. This promises to be one hell of a race. Netherlands against Finland. That's the Finn, Samu Kampainen with the Skull Racing bike. He was the champion from 2014. He goes off against the 2015 champ, Martin de Haas. I know we always say it's anybody's race, but this one really is. The last 2 years champions squaring off in the first final of 2016 for all the marbles and the points lead moving forward. Samu hasn't had a nice easy race day though. On his bye run in the first round, he got over the centre line. They had to change the tyre. Let's see who takes it. Dead even off the start line. Front wheel in the air for both of them. Looks like Samu's just out in front. He manages to stay on it all the way through the finish line. These guys come from a different planet to the rest of us that populate the world, I think. That riding was incredible from the pair of them. Samu again in the 6.5s, Martin in the 6.7s. Just watch this again. Samu lands it just at the finish line and perfect timing as well. 6.58 at 2.20. That's a huge speed for a Super Twin. Well done, Samu. Well, the top two in the points chase in Super Twin looks like a who's who, really. Samu Kampainen's in the lead, Martin de Haas is second, but there's still a lot more racing to be done.
We had small problems in the first bye run. I actually destroyed my back tire. I didn't know what happened. I hit the coin, but semi-finals good, and now finals against Martin. Martin ran good, we ran good, so it was, I think, fastest side-by-side pass whole weekend for our class, so I'm super happy.
Okay, last and absolutely definitely not least, the kings of the two-wheel sport, Top Fuel Bike. The two quickest machines on the property again, Rikard Gustafsson, there we are with the RG Engineering bike. This is brand new, it's his first weekend fully in competition with it, and he's already in the final alongside Ian King. Ian King's been here many, many times before, and the pair of them have actually raced each other quite a few times before, but it's not going to happen today. Rikard's got problems, he's already taken, by the looks of it, the lanyard off. It's going to be Ian King on a solo run again. Oh, he lucked out in the semi. Oh my word. Just when you wonder how more awesome that bike and team can get, they go and raise it another notch. Another 5-second run. Another event win on his way to the 10th championship, and it's still only May. But Rikard, I think, is probably going to have something for him for the rest of the season. Ian with another 5-8-second run. Congratulations to the whole Gulf Oil team. Starting out his quest for championship number 10, unheard of amount in bike racing. Mr. Ian King, number 1 in Top Fuel Bike, but Rikard is going to be hot on his heels all summer.
Well, not for the first meet in the year. I mean, I'm very, very happy. I mean, the team have done a fantastic job this weekend. I mean, to crack out so many 5s, and the only time we didn't was due to other circumstances on track. So we're very happy with that.
Well, what a great first FIM bike event of the season it's been. Ian King, the man behind us, just packing up. They're going to have a big, big celebration this evening. Not only has he won the event and he's in the points lead again on the way to potentially a 10th championship, they've got new European records to show for it as well. It's been a great weekend in the other classes too, along with Pro Stock Bike and Samu Kampanen back in the Super Twins. Roll on the rest of 2016. We'll see you next time.